It is Wednesday, April 10th, and the Dong Report is back in your life. I am at Modi, and I have 3 home run predictions for you guys to lock in for today's MLB betting slate. I wish I didn't have to do this because we've been ice cold, but I got to do a recap from yesterday, which was another day in which we unfortunately did not get any of our players to hit a home run. 0-3 yesterday, down 1.5 units. That now makes it 2 days in a row in which we did not get any home runs to hit. We did get one on Sunday, which was good, but 2 days in a row kind of ruins the profit on that. It's been a rough start to the season, no doubt about it. I did post a bunch of tweets and stuff on Twitter just to go through kind of the details of what the numbers looked like in last year's Dong Report, which the success was incredible, like over 10% ROI on last year's home runs, just to kind of put this rough start in perspective. It doesn't make it any less annoying and brutal that we're going through this cold start, but just to kind of put some things in perspective, with home runs, they're going to be high highs and they're going to be low lows. That now brings our loss on the season. We are down 7.05 units. Last year, as I mentioned, we were up 61.15 units. It wasn't constantly in the green like it was that our NBA plays have been. Like NBA, every single month has been in the green. The Dong Report last year, that was not the case. It was basically every other month. And that kind of is what is to be expected when you're betting on home runs. It's just frustrating, and I totally get the frustration. I remain confident that we're going to turn this thing around. I really like the 3 plays that we have today. So if you are new to my channel, I would appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button. Hey, if you're new to my channel, that means you missed probably what will end up being the worst part of this entire season. And then for this specific video, if you could comment, let me know if there are guys that you like to hit a home run that I didn't go with, all that good stuff. I love reading through the comments. But enough of that. Let's hope we can get donged today. Starting with our first pick in the Dodgers versus Twins game, I'm going back to Shohei Otani to hit a home run, plus 260 odds at FanDuel. So we went with Otani yesterday. Obviously, he did not come through for us as we had a dongless day yesterday. But once again, Otani had the hardest hit of the entire game. So 2 days ago, he had the 2 hardest hits of the entire game. Yesterday, he had the hardest hit. It was a double that he absolutely crushed. He just annihilated it with an exit velocity of 114 miles per hour, which is crazy. It didn't have the launch angle, so it didn't make it out of the park, but it was a double, and it was a ball that he just crushed. Overall, Otani has 3 home runs on the season, but that doesn't really tell the story about how well he has been hitting the ball and how hard he has been hitting the baseball to start the season. I'm very confident for Otani that the home runs are going to come and that they're going to come in waves, because just look at the advanced stats from Otani, more than just the raw numbers of like how many home runs he's hit. He's got an ISO rate on the season of 31.7%. That's in the excellent threshold. His ISO rate jumps up to 40% against right-handed pitching. That is who he is going up against tonight. He's facing a righty for the Twins. And it was the same thing last year. He's good against righties. He's good against lefties, but he does hit for significantly more power against righties than he does against lefties. And again, that was the case last year as well. He's got a hard hit percentage this year of 52% against right-handed pitching, and that's up all the way from 25% against lefties, just to kind of show you much better against righties. His barrel rate on the year, which just measures how well you barrel up the bat when you make contact, is at 17%. That is also in the excellent threshold. That would be good for 12th best in the MLB at this current point in time. Small sample size, but still the 12th best barrel rate. He also leads the MLB in hard hits. He's got 24. The next closest guy is one below him, Yordan Alvarez, who has 23. Now, the matchup against the pitcher for the Twins, I admit, is a little bit of an unknown. Chris Paddock is pitching for the Twins. He's basically missed 2 straight seasons heading into this year, getting 2 different Tommy John surgeries. He's pitched a combined 29 innings in the last 3 seasons. This year, he's only pitched 4 innings, and he did give up 1 home run. Granted, that was against a righty, not a lefty. But in the 5 innings he pitched 2 years ago, he gave up a home run to a lefty, and he had he faced 6 left-handed batters in his 1 start so far this year. 3 of them got a hit. So yeah, nobody hit a home run, but 3 of them got a hit. It's not like he was pitching well against lefties. So I love Otani to dong one in this game. The wind's blowing out, which just helps for carry. Let's hope he comes through for us. If he mashes one, we'll at least have a day in the green. Next up, Astros versus Royals. I'm taking Yordan Alvarez to hit a home run, plus 340 odds at FanDuel. Now, this game, I will admit, is not ideal from a weather perspective. It's not quite below the 50 degrees mark, which is brutal for carry. It is windy, blowing in, but the matchup is so good for Yordan Alvarez that I feel comfortable going with him despite the weather conditions. If he gets a hold of one, which I easily think he can do, it's going to carry out of the ballpark regardless of what the weather is like. And then this matchup is beautiful for Yordan Alvarez. He's going up against Seth Lugo of the Royals, a pitcher that Alvarez has dominated in his limited sample size in his career. Also, Lugo is a right-handed pitcher, and you want to target Yordan against righties. So Yordan only has 3 at-bats against Seth Lugo in his career, 3 plate appearances. He was walked once, he hit 1 home run, and the other at-bat was a double, which Ballpark Pal says would have been a home run 35% of the time. So 2 balls that he crushed, and he was walked. I know it's a small sample size, but again, he looks at Seth Lugo's pitches like we all look at hot dogs on $1 dog night at Rocky Stadium. And as I mentioned, Yordan Alvarez in his career is generally much better against righties than he is against lefties. Now, that hasn't been the case this year. He's hit 2 home runs each against right-handed pitching and left-handed pitching in a smaller sample size against lefties. So it does look a little bit better this year. But last year, his ISO rate against left-handed pitching was 21.2%. That's in the good category, not excellent. But against right-handed pitching, it jumps all the way up to 33.3%. So 1/3 of the time he faces a right-handed pitcher, he hits the ball for power. That's what ISO rate stands for, isolated power. Now, Yordan, he didn't hit a home run yesterday, but he did hit a home run on Sunday, and he did hit a home run on Monday. And yesterday, he had an absurd 4 hard hits. Yesterday, literally 4. Like the what I try to look at for hard hits is 2. He had 4. He had 2 specifically that had an exit velocity of 108, and then the other 2 were at 95 and above. 4 hard hits. It's crazy. And I will admit Lugo has been good in his 2 starts this year, but looking through his advanced stats, I attribute that more to luck than anything. So I think Yordan is going to get a hold of one, send it to the moon. Let's hope that happens. That's our second play. Third up, final pick of the video, Diamondbacks versus Rockies. Another player I'm going back to, Christian Walker, to hit a home run, plus 340 odds at FanDuel. So for our last play, we're again going back to another player we went with yesterday. He didn't come through for us yesterday. I don't really feel bad about that read. I thought it was still a good read, and I would honestly play that again in the same situation. 2 Diamondbacks crushed home runs off the Rockies pitcher. We just unfortunately didn't get one from Christian Walker. Now, again, he didn't hit one, but he had 2 hard hits, including 1 lineout that he smoked for 101 with an exit velocity of 101 miles per hour. The launch angle was 20 degrees instead of the sweet spot, which is 25 to 35. So if he just got under it a little more, that ball would have been sent out of the park. So he is still seeing the ball well. And the matchup is so good once again today that I'm not going to be scared off just because he didn't hit one for us yesterday. It's an incredible pitching matchup for Christian Walker. Another situation where he just annihilates the baseball whenever he sees this pitcher. This time is Austin Gomber of the Rockies. He has 13 at-bats against him in his career. In those 13 at-bats, he's got 2 home runs, 1 double, 2 singles, and he's batting .385 against them. Now, that does include a start last year. So now that does include a start this season on March 30th where he didn't hit a home run, but he did crush a baseball off of him that, again, had an exit velocity of 106, but a launch angle of only 20 degrees. So another situation where if he just got the ball up a little bit higher, that would have been a home run. The ball went 385 feet, so it was still very deeply hit. And this is according to Baseball Savant. It would have been a home run in 10 stadiums. So, yeah, not the majority of stadiums, but still, and it would have been a home run in Rocky Stadium. He crushed the baseball, just wasn't a home run. But again, he's been playing really well against this specific pitcher. Now, this year is kind of interesting for Walker. He's done all of his damage against right-handed pitching, and Gomber is a lefty. But if you look at his career splits, and including last year, which is obviously more important than what happened 5 years ago, but Walker generally is significantly better against left-handed pitching than he is against right-handed pitching. Last year, his ISO rate against righties was 21.3%, still in the good category, but all the way up to 31.9% against left-handed pitching, kind of similar to Alvarez, just flip the arm. And everything was up against lefties last year, if you look at Christian Walker's advanced stats, not just ISO rate. His hard hit percentage, his home run percentage, everything was better against lefties than it was against righties. So I'm pretty comfortable that he's going to start mashing lefties. And he's been barreling the ball up incredibly well to start the year. He's got a barrel rate of 22.6%. That's well within the excellent threshold. That's good for third best in all of the majors to start the year. And again, he didn't hit one yesterday. He had 2 hard hits, one that was close to being a home run if he just got a little bit more under the baseball. So we were close on him yesterday. I'm confident he's going to come through for us today. cashing out our third and final pick. And that's all we got. 3 home run picks for you guys to lock in. If we just get one of these to hit, we'll be in the green, which would be so nice. But if we get all 3 to hit, we will be rich and we'll do a nice dent into our losses so far this year. So let's hope we can get all 3. And then the last thing that I'll mention, I mention at the end of every video, is that I do have a dub club. So it's only $5 a month. And the way it works is the plays you see me give out for free on YouTube and on Twitter, those are the same plays that you get on Dub Club. And it's for all sports, not just baseball. Like NBA, we're up over 100 units, just crushing NBA season. Slow start to baseball, but crushing NBA. And the reason why I even have the Dub Club, because like I said, you can get everything for free. It's only $5 a month, so that's why I charge such a cheap amount. But not everybody cares about the YouTube videos. Some people want to tail, but they don't want to watch. Not everybody has time to watch the YouTube videos, so they get the plays sent directly to them via Dub Club. And then if they have time to watch the YouTube videos, they can. And then sometimes the odds change, right? Like by the time you watch it on YouTube could be different from what it was when I sent it out. So for Dub Club, I send everything out immediately. As soon as I decide what a play is, I send it out to Dub Club. So you can generally get plays in before odds change. And that's literally been the difference between winning and losing some bets in some situations. So that's kind of why I have it. $5 a month because I recognize you can get everything for free. And if you'd rather pay the best price of free and get everything on YouTube and on Twitter, it's totally fine with me. I just wanted to give people the option, and that's all we got. Appreciate everybody for watching, and have a good one.